What's up, motivators? Welcome back. It's Kevin. This is Pure Bullfit, where we seek to sift through the bovine fecal matter rife in the fitness industry and provide you with actionable information so that you can live a better, longer life. If you're new around here, I am a health and wellness coach, a personal trainer, former Marine, and co-author of the book Sleep, Sex, Strength: Simple Strategies for Extraordinary Results. We got a good one for you today, or as Omar Isuf puts it, a monster of an episode in this, our second installment of the Pure Review series. Today we're going to be talking about Michelle McDaniel, her weight loss support group for life, and what you get when you buy a program. Now, for those of you who don't know, Michelle McDaniel is, you know what? I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel, but if you're new, my name's Michelle McDaniel. I'm a personal trainer, a proud mother of a pug, and a chihuahua, and a second chihuahua.
Michelle runs not one, but two commentary content channels here on YouTube and a thriving weight loss support group on Facebook. She's an online personal trainer and the creator of Pro Donut, a product I have reviewed on this channel before.
Oh my goodness, oh my damn, oh my goodness, they're going ham, oh my goodness, oh my damn.
I think it's fair to say I liked them. I'm going to continue what I started in the Turk Builder episode, where at the beginning of each of these, I am going to acknowledge my bias for whoever or whatever it happens to be that I'm talking about. And my bias in this case is a pretty positive one. Michelle is my friend, and I don't mean in that weird parasocial kind of way that many content creators on this platform do, where they only ever interact to hype each other up and only ever connect on like a professional interest basis. Michelle is legitimately my friend. We talk often. She knows things about my personal life, and I trust her with that information. She's a person I vent to, and she's a person who can vent to me. So obviously, I'm inclined to see her products and her services in a favorable light. I'm aware of that. I'm going to do my best to be objective and transparent. That's not to say that we agree on everything. We've got lots of differences in experience, in worldview, and perspective, as any two grown adults should. But I have enough respect for her and where she's coming from that if she says something that doesn't quite sit right with me, I give her the benefit of the doubt. So with that said, let's get into it. I know some of you guys go nuts for the hair, but it's got to go up. It is so freaking hot in here. It's only 60 degrees. I live in Maine. Okay, that's better. At the beginning of nearly all of her videos, she'll talk about how her donut company and her weight loss support group are her sponsors. She understandably doesn't like having outside sponsors because they might get a say in how she creates her content or what she gets to talk about, and I can completely understand where she's coming from there. In her latest video, she talks about online coaching and personal trainers, some of the red flags to look out for, some of the things that you should consider, whether or not you need a trainer at all, and answers a lot of questions on the subject.
I am someone that will say, no, please don't buy my program because you are not going to benefit from this at all. And other times I'll say, oh yeah, I think you'll benefit from it quite a lot.
Now, after watching that video, it's clear to me that we see eye to eye on a lot of things, but that doesn't necessarily demonstrate that she knows how to put together a program or runs a worthwhile service. Now, it just so happens that I'm looking to lose about 25 pounds in a controlled, manageable, and sustainable rate of about 0.75 to 1% per week. And in a recent study shared by Dr. Brad Schoenfeld, point to that rate and higher rates of success and retention of lean mass being linked. And I readily admit that I would like to stay as strong as possible as I'm losing weight. So when I'm looking for a program, I tend to look outside of my own programs because I really enjoy doing something that somebody else has put together. In addition to that, I try to look for people that I have worked with, that I know, that I trust, or that I want to support with my purchasing dollars. Now, one of the interesting things about Michelle's coaching model is it's a one-time payment with persistent benefits. That got me curious. What does that even look like to buy a program that comes with a persistent, perennial, lifetime access to a support group? Lucky for you, I bought the program so we could find out. I want to make it clear, I paid for this program with my own money. I was not asked to do this review. I will not be compensated. I am not sponsored. I will not be reimbursed for this. I did pick the program because a friend of mine put it together, but at the time that I was looking for a program, I wasn't planning on making a video about it. So we've laid all of those cards out on the table. We should be able to move forward with an objective and transparent review of what is actually in the program and what's associated with it. First things first, I have to admit I was taken aback by the upfront cost. It cost about 1.5 anabolic cookbooks.
That's all you need to know. This video could end right now.
And even though I reminded myself that there was a support group that I'd be a part of indefinitely, and also additional resources and programs and things like that associated with it, it did give me a moment's pause. But because I have faith in my friend, I went ahead and I took the leap. I'll admit, I might not have done that under other circumstances. And I'm not going to make you wait for it. Is it worth the cost? Yes. Yes, it is. To start off, we're going to talk about the program. First things first, I was impressed with how much information is actually contained within this 82-page document. You can see from the table of contents here, one of the few things that I am comfortable sharing, somebody else's intellectual property, is that this covers everything a noob could ask, from how to approach your relationship with food, where you should start with your intake, a list of resources, meal ideas, and even a sample meal plan. Now, I will point out that she is very clear and states you should not just simply copy her meal plan. You should take into account the individual factors like your starting point, your level of activity, the things going on in your life. You should definitely not just mimic and recreate the sample plan that's in there. It's to give you an idea of what one looks like. In fact, a concept that she repeats throughout this plan is that there is no one-size-fits-all answer. And I love that because we share this philosophy that no movement, no methodology, no approach in and of itself, particularly when you're dealing with weight loss, weight management, or body composition shift, nothing is sacred. She doesn't demonize or vilify any specific approach or bit of information. She makes sure that this is flexible, that you are comfortable with the idea of swapping things out, with scaling, with adding things, with making your own decisions in regard to the program. And the safety net for those decisions is the group that we'll talk about here in a minute, where she is active and provides updates and information, answers questions, deals with concerns. Now, I personally went with the intermediate/advanced option in the program selection, and that provides 12 weeks of workouts in 3 different blocks, focusing on 3 different capacities or building upon one another. And while I'm not comfortable sharing you the specifics of the workouts, I can say that they are designed around building your work capacity and your ability to perform moderate intensity cardio training and higher intensity resistance training. One thing of note about the program is that it seems to be geared towards the majority of her community, which happens to be women. For instance, there doesn't seem to be any specific focus on heavy pressing movements, which I enjoy. All in all, if I go ahead and incorporate some of the things that I like as a reward for doing the things that I don't necessarily want to do.
Butt stuff. There's a whole day dedicated to butt stuff.
Then this could work well for my goal to lose 25 pounds. My biggest critique of the program itself is aesthetic. It reads like a very long course syllabus from college. It's full of useful information that covers nearly everything I feel like a newbie would ask, and at the same time resembles an extremely long Word document. I've already passed this feedback on directly to her, and in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to worry about the presentation. Folks would be more concerned with the substance and the information that's present. But we don't live in a perfect world, and I can see some folks opening it, seeing that it isn't covered with sparkles and a watermark of Yoshi's face, and kind of glazing over it and not appreciating the sheer amount of information that's contained there. The group. Now, one of the main things that you get access to once you buy the program is the weight loss support group for life, which if you play your cards right, get in there and start to make some progress, could be a really long time, thereby increasing the value of your initial purchase. There in the file section, you will find additional resources like more programs, strategy guides, resources developed by the people in the group themselves, and even eating guides if you happen to be one of the eating protocols like vegetarian or vegan or things like that. In my opinion, that provides significant value in and of itself, especially since as new programs and resources come out, Michelle just simply puts them in the file section and you have access to them as well on top of it, without having to pay for an additional thing. But I think the biggest impact actually comes from the people. In the few short days that I've been there, I have seen an incredibly and legitimately supportive group of over 1,000 people just trying to lift each other up. It's exactly the kind of thing that I like to see. Michelle's claims of being active in that group are not exaggerated. In fact, I think they're understated. In just 2 days, I've seen scores of examples of her reaching out, answering questions, proactively addressing issues as they come up, providing resources and affirmation and encouragement to folks within the group. She's very active, and that kind of proactivity actually makes me feel like I want to step it up in my own community. And lastly, the challenge. One of the major functions of this group is the challenges that you can opt into for absolutely no additional cost to help motivate yourself or others to make progress. In fact, one such challenge started today, May 1st, well, as of the filming of this video anyway, and it is going to continue on for the next 3 months. This was a big draw for me because I have 25 pounds that I want to lose, and I know that I happen to operate better in a group environment than I do solo. If I were to take on this task alone and I were to fall off the wagon, I'd be less inclined and much slower to get back on it. But if I have people around me that are relying upon me for support, encouragement, or simply to lead by example, You're damn right I'm going to do it and see it through. So I'm participating in the May Challenge, and I think the way that it's set up is actually kind of genius. The first day, your initial post is all of your goals, your starting point, your challenges, and everything that you'd like to accomplish in that time period. Every single day, you interact with that post by filling in how you performed for the day. On the first day, day 1, calorie goal. How many calories did I actually intake? You log, did you get your activity in, and the lessons that you learned. The brilliance of this is that every single day you were expected to engage with that first post where your motivation was the highest, where your commitment was the highest. And in doing so, it refreshes your commitment to move forward. You're reminded of what you intended to do, those initial intentions that you set out with, and you're more likely to see it through in the end. Now, at the end of this, she goes through and she takes a look at everybody who managed to start all the way to finish, do what they were supposed to do, log when they were supposed to log, and she'll pick a winner based off of the results. And it's either a cash prize or a personalized program. I think she might have mentioned there might be some other options moving forward. And if you miss this one, there's always the next one. It's very clear going back through the posts in the group that this is not the first challenge, and it certainly won't be the last. So going back to my initial impression where I was taken aback by the cost, is it worth it? Do you get the value that you pay for up front? Abso-frickin-lutely. For that upfront cost, you do get a comprehensive 3-month program that is information dense and flexible. Access to a group of over 1,000 legitimately motivated individuals who actively support and lift each other up. Dozens of extra programs and resources to help you make progress and fine-tune your own process. And you get to participate in challenges for progress and prizes. That's pretty dope. Best yet, if you find all of this incredibly motivating, but you are lamenting your opportunity to participate in this challenge, there is yet hope. I reached out and I actually asked her, is it too late for people to sign up? If I wanted to talk about this in a video and encourage people to join along with me, can they? And she said yes. Now what she wants to do is to keep it fair. Everybody has to still end on the same day, but if you're willing to start a few days late and you're just so motivated by this idea you want to participate in this particular challenge, not wait for the next one, you still can. Now I'm going to remind you folks that I was not asked to do this. When I see a good thing, something that actually brings value and has a chance to help people live a longer, better quality life, I want people to be aware of it, even if it's not benefiting me directly in any way. She doesn't need me to be doing marketing for her. Her community is 10 times the size of mine with 10 times the reach. Simply put, I think this is an excellent opportunity for some folks who need that external motivation, that group support in order to finally take the steps to a happier, healthier life. And that's just worth talking about. So those are my thoughts on Michelle McDaniels, her online coaching, her community services. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, feel free to fill the comment section below with it. If you liked the video, they got a button for that. If you didn't like the video, they got a button for that too. Either way, I will see you guys in the next video. And until I do, take care of yourselves, take care of each other.
Go fit yourself.